You know, there's a word that goes around sometimes when it comes to, exes out there, ex wives, girlfriends, you know, ex boyfriends to an extent, um, ex lovers. There's a word that always gets tossed around sometimes, and it's a word that you don't want tossed around all the time, and that's called vindictive. But there's an even worse version of the word vindictive when it comes to exes, if you will, and that's possessive. Yeah, possessive. Excuse me there. But yeah, possessive. And when you look at this whole Nash Carter Kimberly situation, and the fact that Kimberly is just one of those individuals that basically you take what she says and accuses someone like Nash Carter of with a grain of salt, a very grain of salt. And you look and hear about, her mental stability as well to go along with it. And you find out that she started really just pouring this out in the past week or so after she was filed with divorce papers by Nash Carter himself, who has tried to avoid her at all costs. Has only seen her for one therapy session, but has tried to avoid her at all costs. Has gone to live with his tag team partner and friend, Wes, if you will, and his wife, Erica Marie, who was friends with Kimberly. And you hear what Erica says, and others have said similarly to that. And you look at what Kimber's doing in retaliation to what Nash has done, by hitting her, with these divorce papers and getting restraining orders, I think, against her or something like that. And it all tells me, in my opinion, as a fan, you know, not just as a fan, but as a person in real life, it tells me that, we're dealing with a very possessive, vindictive ex, or soon to be ex wife, ex girlfriend in Kimberly. I mean, let's be honest. Obviously, she has some mental problems. We haven't seen her on Impact Wrestling for a while. She was written out of the freaking storyline with Sue Young by basically being absorbed into Sue Young to be her new child or whatever to help write Sue Young off the bat because she's legitimately pregnant. But but the point is, you know, but but the point is, when you see that she Impact Wrestling hasn't even brought her back, repackaged or whatever, they just killed her off or how to absorbed into Sue Young. It tells you they obviously know something's not right with her in the head, and for her to come out and do this and then tell Erica Marie, hey, I don't know you, and block Erica Marie, even though Erica Marie is showing evidence that we do know each other and stuff, or they do know each other and stuff like that. And it's just one of those situations to where again you're dealing with, in my opinion, a very possessive, vindictive ex, or soon-to-be ex-wife slash girlfriend in Kimberly, who is willing to do whatever it takes to make the person that, in their mind, has put them in the state, their life, that person's life, a living hell. And that person right now is Nash Carter. What's crazy about this is WWE officials went and put the tag team titles on MSK, the NXT tag team titles on MSK at Stand and Deliver on on Saturday, I should say, Saturday morning, afternoon, if you will, in Dallas. You know, with the belief that everything Kimberly was saying was false, it didn't have no credibility. But then all of a sudden, Kimberly tosses out more allegations, and along with those allegations, she tosses out various photos. And one of the photos that catches the eye of WWE is Nick is Nash Carter, real name Zachary Rintz. Oh, yeah, Zachary Rintz, if you will. It shows him with his mustache shaved like this, his hair done up in a certain way, and him giving a Hail Hitler sign or whatever you want to call it, from 8 years ago, almost a decade ago. when I think they were just starting out, or he was just starting out. And it's like, you know, it's like, okay, it was a dumb move for him to do. It was a dumb picture for him to take, selfie, if you will. And it was dumb of him to even share it with, those close to him at that time, like a Kimberly, because he should know that he should know that in the future something could come up to where she could use something like that against him, or somebody could use that photo against him. And that's what happened here. That's what happened here. That basically she took the photo, and along with all the allegations she's been throwing out there, all the mudslinging, she puts it out there, and it gets WWE's attention to the point that where now they have no choice but to release him, fire him, until I guess his innocence is proven, until he is proven innocent. I guess you can say. Until they do a full investigation to find out what's really going on, what's true and what's not. And as a result, the decision to put the titles on MSK becomes null and void, and now they have to explain a reason for them not being the champions. Unless they legitimately on Tuesday come out and say, hey, Nash Carter has been fired for allegations against him, that that WWE doesn't condone and all that. Unless they come out and somewhat, legitimately shoot or semi-shoot on why he's not there, and they give Wes a chance to find a partner, or they just say, okay, Creed Brothers, you're going to face Garrison Waller and his bodyguard for the vacant tag titles. Obviously, the decision to put the belts on them was a dumb one. It was legitimately a dumb one. Because originally the belts were supposed to go on the Creed brothers. They had their families. They were told, bring your family in, to Dallas, because this moment might happen, and it didn't, because they went with the fact that, okay, the allegations obviously are not true, because this Kimberly is, can't be, trusted. Her allegations and stuff cannot be believed. And yet she still finds a way to make his life miserable by basically having this photo get out there. Now, again, was the photo that he took 8 years ago, a smart selfie to take? No. Because it doesn't matter if it's 8 years ago, 8 weeks ago, 8 months ago, 8 days ago, 8 minutes ago. It doesn't matter. Taking a picture like that, where you basically make yourself look like Hitler and give the salute, is a dumb move. No matter what. Because eventually it's going to come back to haunt you. And Kimberly knew that. Obviously she knew that. That, hey, if I throw this out there along with my allegations of abuse and everything, this might do it. And it did. Now, is there a chance Nash Carter, Zachary Wentz could go back to WWE? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely could come back after the investigation is over, because I think sooner rather than later it's going to come out that, she's made everything up. He's going to come out and apologize for the photo. He's going to remove said photo from social media, hopefully. And maybe over time they might give him another chance to come back. We'll see. We've seen it happen before, but we'll see what happens here. But it's just one of those situations that, in my opinion, just hearing what people say about it and how people point out